Oh, amazing. Great little pump. Needed that. Little upper body. Yeah. Little upper body. Got some deadlifts in. Little football bar bench press, and staying loose, staying right.
Staying loose. Your first game with Oregon this past weekend against Tech. I know it wasn't in Austin, but just how was that?
The environment was crazy. You could definitely tell that they dedicated a lot of their time to, beating us. That was a big part of their season, and, we didn't take it lightly. So we knew it was going to be a challenge coming into that, but the environment, atmosphere was definitely there. We kind of got complacent, I would say, lost a little discipline. All those penalties and stuff put us in a bad spot, but just happy to come out of there with the win and, come back home 2-0.
How do you think you played?
All right. Naturally, first game, there's going to be some things you wish you had back. I definitely had a couple tackles I should have made that slipped away, I felt like. But that's kind of happens in the first game. You see those things, go to the doctor, watch that film, take your medicine, and then, come back this next week and look to correct some of those things. But if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably say C-. There's a lot more to come, I feel like. A lot of improvement to make. You got to be your own harshest critic, I feel like. So.
How much emphasis do you guys put in on going to the doctors on Sundays? We've heard basically everybody we've interviewed this week talk about it.
Yeah.
Just how since this is kind of a new experience to you, I don't know if you did something like that at Fresno State, but just what has that been like for you?
Yeah,
especially after week 2.
For sure. We didn't have the same, wording, the same phrase, but I think it's huge just to place some importance on that. Going to the doctor, it's not something that everybody loves to do. You don't like to see the ugly parts of the game, the missed tackles, the things you could have done better. You normally like to say, oh, I remember those, but I don't want to watch that film and highlight exactly what I did wrong. So, but it's, that's where growth comes in, looking at those missed plays or missed opportunities and really, analyzing them and seeing what little thing went wrong where you could improve upon that, and that play will turn into a highlight next week. So, yeah, I think I love that phrase, and I think it's huge for our team just to be able to grow and, reflect off our mistakes and get better.
What was it like working with Taishim back there in the secondary?
I loved it, man. He's a physical dude. So it definitely helps, having somebody alongside you that's, is committed to coming downhill and stopping a run game alongside you. And he was really assignment sound. He had a good game at Texas Tech. So there's a lot of trust there, and I think it's going to show throughout the season as we keep playing.
You guys had some big hits against Tech, like Betcher's sack. Sure. You threw a wide receiver off the line on their 2-point conversion. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. But is that the type of – yeah, you do? Okay, good. Sure. Is that the type of physicality that Oregon fans and I guess people around the country can expect from you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have to pride ourselves on being a physical team and just a relentless team. Having 11 hats to the ball, you need those people that – are flying across the field, even when you don't seem like you're in the play, because that's where plays happen. A couple missed tackles later, and you're coming from the other side, punching the ball out or, making those type of plays. So we definitely stress, being physical. We have, tough Tuesdays. Bloody Tuesdays is what we call them, because it's, just going hard. When you don't feel like it, the start of a new week, and you got to get your body prepped for, a physical matchup coming up. But yeah, that's definitely something, we want to be thought of as a physical defense, and we just got to, keep improving and keep showing it week by week.
Do you have a name for every day of the week? You got the doctors on Monday?
Okay. I don't think so. If there is, I don't have it down yet, but I know Bloody Tuesday is definitely one that you got to get ready for, because on Monday it's kind of a reset, a light little practice, and then all right, here comes Bloody Tuesday. Let me get my pads ready. Let me get ready to smack somebody in the mouth.
With the last Saturday, gave up more than a couple chunk plays, kind of in succession. Normally they kind of built off each other. What's gone into this week to try to limit those?
Yeah, just trying not to panic. When one of those chunk plays happens, one of those explosives, it's obviously something you don't want to give up, and so it's sometimes easy to get caught up in the last play and thinking, okay, like if this person could have done something, or if I could have just did this, but you kind of just got to let it go. That's kind of the whole motto of a good defense. You let the last play go, even though you want to, build off those mistakes. You got to let it go just to be fully locked in on this play. So, yeah, I think this week we've just done a good job of, upping the tempo, especially because that can, make small things turn into big things. So just keeping the tempo on, keeping the communication high, and just keeping our discipline in all facets of the ball.
And obviously this is a team that's going to almost exclusively move the ball down the field through the air. Do you kind of like these kind of matchups, get more action in the passing game?
Absolutely. I think as a back end, you got to love the challenge that, you're faced with coming into these type of games. I mean, it's no secret that they're going to air the ball out, and so now it's just a challenge up front to say, how are you going to combat this? How are you going to face these challenges that are coming at you? But I love stepping up to the plate during these type of games, just because it's time to make plays, and the ball's going to be around you, the ball's going to be in the air, and somebody's got to go get it. So our back end is really looking forward to making plays and capitalizing and just improving off last week.
Won't be as big a challenge this week, but with mobile quarterbacks, obviously last week. It might be odd to ask a safety this, but like you had two of the tackles on Tyler, and some of those were box count related runs, where safeties are obviously responsible for some alleys in those areas. So what can you do in your role, particularly if you're playing in the box, to help this defense prevent some of the runs that you got hit for last week, again, when you have a more mobile quarterback, a week from now and down the rest of the season?
Sure. A lot of it is, just being fully communicating pre-snap, just making sure everybody's on the same page, everybody's running the same defense, because we have a saying, if we're all wrong, we're all right. If 11 people are playing not the defense that's called, it's all right. It'll work out as long as everybody, has their gap and knows what to do and knows their assignment. But going forward, the quarterback run is obviously I think it's becoming more and more common in college football. Just having that extra hat, that sometimes you don't account for. But yeah, since we're in the box, I think a lot of it is communication, and then it's just playing off the guys in front of you, because sometimes people will get in the wrong gap and being off a little bit, you have to make them right as a safety. So yeah, just reading your keys, getting a good run key, and obviously communicating before a snap.